congrats. And there is his trainer, Shook McGahee.
And just like in the case of Sky Mesa, it's not necessarily a matter of having to win going into a big race. It's just improving. It's sort of like the same way back in the spring they improved to get ready for the Triple Crown Series.
After the Jim Dandy, when he finished third, Shook said he would not be running Congrats in the Travers. It was a surprise, therefore, on Wednesday when Congrats' name showed up in the entry box. At that time, McGahee said, the only way I'm running him is if Empire Maker scratches. I've heard some rumors that he may scratch. It turned out his spies were correct. And with Empire Maker out, Congrats is going to give it a shot.
And you're starting to load up right now. You're starting to hear the cheer from the crowd. And again, we mentioned it a bit earlier. Huge crowd coming out, even in the absence of Funny Side, the favorite horse up here. And
there's Peace Rules going in the gate in the colors of Ed Gann, who won this race last year with Medaglia d'Oro. Could be a heck of a daily double. They've got Medaglia d'Oro going tomorrow in the Pacific Classic also for me.
Tom Durkin, you heard him earlier on that TV story. He's the race caller. Let's go upstairs to him right now. Travers Stakes.
And there goes Sky Mesa. Right now he's the favorite for the Travers. In the gate. A little difficult to load today, Sky Mesa. 10 Most Wanted's a little fidgety in that starting gate today. Now we're ready. Ready for the start. And they're off. Sky Mesa missed the break. And Peace Rules comes out, and so too does Strong Hope. Strong Hope on the inside, Peace Rules on the outside. They're in no particular hurry early. That allows Sky Mesa, who had a hesitant start, to get just a length off them, moving into the clubhouse turn. 10 Most Wanted just outside of Congrats, and the early trailer there is Wild and Wicked. 10 Most Wanted, Brush going into the turn, along on the inside with Congrats. Now they move around the clubhouse turn. The opening quarter went in 23 and 2/5 seconds. Peace Rules and Strong Hope in a speed duel begins to percolate as they make their way into the backstretch run. Those two have pulled away 4.5 lengths. Sky Mesa is running third down on the outside. 10 Most Wanted down on the fences running in fourth. The half in 46 and 1/5 seconds, and the duel continues between Peace Rules and Strong Hope. They're at each other's throats since the clubhouse turn. Sky Mesa's just outside of the blinker. 10 Most Wanted. 6 lengths back to Long Shot Congrats, and another 6 back to Long Shot Wild and Wicked. Moving for the far turn here. They're a half mile from home, and they've run 3/4 in 1:09 and 4, a punishing pace for Peace Rules and Strong Hope. They've been at each other, and looming to their outside is 10 Most Wanted. The stage is set with 3 furlongs to go here. Sky Mesa couldn't keep up, and he's dropped 6 lengths from the lead. They're coming to the top of the stretch now, and 10 Most Wanted is charging hard at the front runners here. In between horses, Peace Rules, and down toward the inside, Strong Hope. They're off the turn. They're into the stretch. 3 of them doing battle now. 10 Most Wanted and Peace Rules, they're head-to-head. Strong Hope couldn't keep up with them. There's 1 furlong to go, and 10 Most Wanted has taken the lead. Peace Rules fighting on gamely, but he's dropped the length and a half behind. Strong Hope comes home weakened, and they're down to the finish. And Pat Day, patiently, with 10 Most Wanted, comes off the pace to win by 5. Peace Rules was second by almost 10 more lengths. Strong Hope was third. The final time was 2:02 flat. Classic Pat Day, a classic speed duel, kills the 2 front runners. From off the pace, 10 Most Wanted has won the 134th Travers Stakes.
Tom Durkin with the great call as 10 Most Wanted waits and waits. It looked like it would set up perfect for either Sky Mesa or 10 Most Wanted. 10 Most Wanted had so much more horse, though, Randy, as they came for home.
When he ran in the swap stakes at Hollywood Park in his most recent start, it looked like he was going to win just like that at the top of the stretch. What he did was start fooling around. He was looking every which direction. Delassie said he was counting the fans in the grandstand, it looked like. Totally lost his concentration. That's why they went to the blinkers. And today, it was curious at the top of the stretch to see if he was going to be able to maintain that focus as he pulled up outside of Peace Rules. You see Pat Day looking behind him, seeing if anybody's coming. Nobody else was making a run at that point. And here it looked to me like 10 Most Wanted was going to start goofing around again. Wasn't really serious about it, it appeared, as Peace Rules tried to hang in there. But in the end, that torrid pace, the 5th fastest half mile in Travers history, 2nd fastest 3/4 of a mile, just took its toll on Peace Rules and 10 Most Wanted.
Well, and to amend something
standing
just a couple minutes before the race, talking about value, who is not being bet. There was huge late money on Peace Rules, who became the 2-to-1 favorite. 10 Most Wanted ends up at 5-2 with Pat Day aboard as he's jogging back right now. 10 Most Wanted, becomes racing's newest millionaire. Third win in 9 starts. Career earnings now totaling $1.2 million.
And like sire, like son, Deputy Commander wins this race in '97. Blinkers off. 10 Most Wanted wins it in 2003. Blinkers on. The 4th Travers win for jockey Pat Day.
Pat Day, as we noted going into this, had been very impressed with what he'd seen in the workouts. He stood and watched and saw a much more serious horse. He knew he had some kind of horse to sit on and wait for the race to unfold for him. And he's jogging over to us right now. We might even get a word with Pat Day, victorious here in the Travers Stakes.
The old flyby here. It worked once. Let's try it.
Pat, congratulations.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
You'd liked what you'd seen on this horse once they put the blinkers. You knew that he was a little more serious going
Well,
into it.
I liked the way he was focused and going about his business. Certainly, I appreciate it when Carl Keegan, the boy that's been getting on him here, said he was decidedly different than he was before the Belmont. I've liked the colt all along. I thought that he might have been a little slow immature.
You liked him?
Slow mentally, but he's really come to hand for Wally and Amy and the crew. I mean, they've just done an outstanding job.
You liked him way back in the Triple Crown Series. How about going forward to Breeders' Cup?
Oh, I think the future's in front of him. I think he's got a great future.
All right, they're waiting on Pat Day in the winner's enclosure. He has won aboard 10 Most Wanted. A very stirring stretch run for 10 Most Wanted. Had so much horse. Right now we have Jerry Bailey, who was on board Peace Rules, who went out and tried to duel. The track's been running very fast, but they went out in 23-2 and then 109-4 for the 6th, and there just wasn't enough horse. He's down right now with the interview.
Too serious. You got to lighten up.
With me is Jerry Bailey. Jerry aboard Peace Rules. I guess that was no surprise, Jerry. Who would be the 2 horses going out and dueling early? Did you think, though, that you'd keep going that fast?
Well, I mean, I broke so well, I almost could have taken the lead, but I'd have had to go faster than I was already going. And knowing Johnny's horse, he gets right outside me, and then we pick up the pace again, so it's probably going to be faster than it was. I was just hoping he could settle his horse inside me, and we wouldn't have to go that quick, but we obviously did.
Well, still, at the end, your horse was losing some ground, but not necessarily giving things up. You hang in there for a 2nd place with a horse that was closing strong off a fast pace.
I thought he ran a very credible race. You know, I kind of knew around the far turn here that I had the inside horse. But I looked outside me, and Pat Day had a double Nelson on this horse.
Well, you know, he had to love this kind of pace, didn't he, when he saw Strong Hope dueling with Peace Rules?
I said, oh, my God. But I'd seen him out there in Hollywood before, and he kind of spit the bit. But his horse is all business today, and he was a winner from the quarter pole.
Well, it would appear, at least, I know we'll ask Day a little bit later, but it would appear 10 Most Wanted benefited from those blinkers. He's looking straight ahead. He's not looking at you over there on the inside.
No, he's pretty professional here. Pat really didn't ask him hard until he hit the 8th pole. And my horse never gave up. The other horse, got to give him a lot of credit.
You know, that's the thing. Peace Rules, he goes out there and he runs fast, but he runs hard and he doesn't ever quit.
And, you know, in mile and quarter's probably stretching him a bit, but he gives you all he has.
All right, thanks for your time, Jerry.
Sure.
Well, as Jerry said, 1.25 miles. Some wondered how would Peace Rules do. Well, he held up well after that sizzling pace to get 2nd today to a very strong close for 10 Most Wanted. Kenny?
10 Most Wanted, your winner. They've just posted this race as official. And as we mentioned, a couple of ESPN executives with a piece of this horse, they're celebrating. Let there be unlimited lemonade for all at the company picnic. 10 Most Wanted and Pat Day have won the 134th Travers. We're coming right. We were going to go back, but darn it, let's stay because this is intoxicating right now. There's Pat Day getting some congratulations.
Does this mean we get a raise?
No.
I didn't think so.
Just the lemonade. Pat Day. Nice of him to come by. He was looking like he was going to stay here all day, but we didn't want to hold up the ceremony because the winner does get a trophy in this case, and we didn't want to hold it up.
Pat previously winning the Travers on Playfellow, Java Gold, and of course in 1989 with Easy Goer. And just as Tom Durkin mentioned, a trademark ride by Pat Day. He is known for his patience. Of course, he really had no other choice but to be back there with 10 Most Wanted today because they went 109 and changed on the front end. Before the race, Wally DeLassy had hoped that 10 Most Wanted would be within 3 lengths of the pace setters. But I think as fast as they were going early, he was pretty happy to see him a little further.
We might get a chance later to look at Sky Mesa when we review the race again.
Yes.
Broke terribly, rushed up to get involved in the race. Who knows if that took enough out of him? I mean, it's something you can't decide. There's no secondary test, control test to know how it would happen.
It had to take a little out of him. If Sky Mesa had finished 2nd or 3rd and was beaten 2 or 3 lengths and was fighting at the end, you would say that could have cost him the race. But since he went into reverse at the 3/8 pole, I really don't think that had too much to do with it. And there's Pat with a nice congratulatory pat.
Well, this also serves as sort of a vindication for all the things Pat Day had said about 10 Most Wanted way back after he won the Illinois Derby. So many people going into this race said all he's won is the Illinois Derby, but he was very high in him. How he ran in that race, had to shift a couple of times in the stretch, ran so hard, and then he goes forward and runs very close in the Belmont. I mean, this horse was very ripe to have a big performance.
Then he went to the Kentucky Derby after the Illinois Derby, and he had a horrible trip, finishing 9th, came back to be 2nd. If you remember, this is the horse that looked like he was going to beat Empire Maker in mid-stretch of the Belmont when Empire Maker fought back to win by 3/4 of a length. So clearly, he has the talent to win a race like this, and a happy winner's circle for ESPN as well.
Well, he's beat them all this time. We're going to come back, review the race once more. 10 Most Wanted and Pat Day getting it done in the Travers Stakes. We're coming right back from Saratoga. Sports Center's here.
Sports Center at Saratoga is brought to you by Dodge. You can take life as it comes, or you can grab life by the horns. By Citgo, we know you. By Budweiser, the best things in life are the things that are true. Budweiser. By Churchill Downs Simulcast Network. Bet on it. By Equibase, the thoroughbred industry's official database for racing information. By Long John Silver's new buckets of crunchy shrimp.
Crunchy shrimp for 10 Most Wanted. That's a big ownership group, or else they brought a lot of friends, Randy.
Yeah, they have a lot of people that own this horse, and not only Bill Creasy and Mark Shapiro from ESPN, but also Wally Delassie, the trainer, owns a piece, and a fellow named Paul Redham, who started the company Ditech.com and sold it for a lot of money. He bought in before the Kentucky Derby a 1/4 share in 10 Most Wanted for $1 million.
Need a wide-angle lens to get them all into the official photograph. 10 Most Wanted, your winner. The 4 Piece Rules hangs on to get second, so it's 4-1. He's actually given up $27 in this race. We're going to come right back, review the race, some isolated shots of the animals as they came around in the Travers. And a reminder, not just to look at the Travers, we have some other racing occurring earlier from Saratoga. We're going to show you that as well. We continue with Sports Center at Saratoga. Saratoga, where 10 Most Wanted has taken down all comers in the 134th running of the Travers. Our man Kenny Rice has caught up with the winning trainer right now.
Thank you, Kenny Mayne. Wally Delassie is here. He was here 6 years ago to the day with Deputy Commander, the daddy of 10 Most Wanted. Nice planning every 6 years, Wally.
Oh, man, what a thrill. Wow, do I do good in New York, or do I do good in New York? I'm just very, very fortunate to have a wonderful horse like this. And, you know, there's 11 owners in this horse, and thank goodness.
We saw him on the circle.
Oh, man, and thank goodness they had confidence in me. And I said he'll get the distance, and maybe some of the other guys won't. And the other horses had a lot of ability, but this horse is bred to go that far, 1.25 miles, and I was very pleased with the time for a 3-year-old. He's a good horse.
I imagine you had to just be thrilled as well when you saw Strong Hope and Peace Rules, as everyone expected to be out there, but out there that quick as well. Pat Day had to be licking his chops when he was coming for home.
Well, I saw it right on the board. I don't know what Pat Day was thinking, but I tell you, 46 and what was it? 46 and 1 or 2.
109 then for
and you know, I mean, you wonder now you know why they stopped. I mean, anyway, we were fortunate. We saved ground on the rail, and the horse, of course, like I said, has got the stamina to get that 1.25 miles.
He also had an equipment change. You had those blinkers on, so unlike the swaps, he wasn't trying to count the 65,000 people here at Saratoga today. He was focusing on the finish.
Yeah, I think we'll use those again. I'm pretty sure we're going to use those again. I'd like to say one thing. One of my owners, one of my 11 owners in this horse is very ill, John Racolta, and I just want to hope John gets well. And he loves the game like we all my other partners do.
Well, we certainly wish him the best, and the best for you and 10 Most Wanted. And where do you think now 10 Most Wanted might fit into as you go to the fall schedule?
Oh, boy, you know, I haven't thought of that, but of course the Breeders' Cup, you think of that because it's right there at Santa Anita, which is his home base. I'm not sure what I'll be doing, and we'll talk it over with the owners. We got some great owners here. They've been with me for years. And I'm very privileged to be able to train a good horse like this.
Well, he was a horse that you never lost faith in. He won the Illinois Derby, did not have the best of Kentucky Derbies, but you didn't like the hard track and Kentucky at Churchill Downs. He came right back, though, with strong efforts with the 2nd in the Belmont and the 2nd in the Swaps.
Right, and he's still very immature in his ability. I think this horse has got a lot more ability than what we even saw today. But when he gets it down to the point where maybe the crowds are a little smaller. Like, believe it or not, the race at Hawthorne, the Illinois Derby, it was so cold, everybody was under glass, and so was I. And there was nobody on the apron, and man, I mean, he just went by 4, you know what I'm saying? No crowd. So I know he's a little shy that way, but he'll get over it, of course, with racing.
What are your plans now 6 years from now for the Travers?
6 years from now, I just hope I'm around 6 years from now.
Keep coming back and doing it. Congratulations,
okay,
Wally.
Thank you very much.
Wally DeLazzi, who is the winning trainer with 10 Most Wanted. And again, his dad 6 years ago to this day, deputy commander, won this race. He came into this race, and they took the blinkers off him to get him ready. Today on his son, they had the blinkers on to get him ready, and he did in strong fashion to post his first Grade 1 victory, Kenny.
They were working with the blinkers. Peace Rules and Strong Hope were out there like they were blindfolded because they went out just in too fast. No matter how fast the track is running, you can't go a mile and a quarter in 109 and 4 for the 6. That was like the song and a prayer 6 furlongs back. I think that was the Monarcos win, right?
Yeah, and the Kentucky Derby. The hope, of course, for Todd Pletcher and also for Bobby Frankel was that those two horses, Strong Hope and Peace Rules, would go out in a relaxed manner. But as we heard Jerry Bailey say, once Strong Hope got geared up on the inside and Peace Rules broke so sharply, that wasn't about to happen.
It's hard to do the absolute instant analysis. We always put the trainers on the line, or on the spot, I should say, like, what are you going to do next with them? And, you know, they go celebrate the win for starters, you know. But 10 Most Wanted, can you forecast, how does he fit him? And there's some other talented older horses. This is a 3-year-old here.
Yeah, he's got a choice whether he wants to keep 10 Most Wanted at a mile and a quarter and keep him in New York and run him in a race like the Jockey Club Gold Cup, or whether he wants to go to California and get a race over the track at Santa Anita at his home base in a race like the Goodwood. He could go either direction, but I think he'll probably give him one more race before the Kentucky Derby, or before the Breeders' Cup Classic, having learned from last year when some guys tried to come in off the layoffs.
Well, they have a good